And, going into this season, I was hoping that eventually he would come around and that relationship would get mended, but I've lost all hope for that relationship. There's none whatsoever.
But all that he wanted for his son was to have a better life than the drug game. And Tariq don't want to receive that.
But he didn't spend time with his son. You might as well say that's not his son. I mean, that's like you said, that's Canaan's son.
He spent time with him up until, I'm going to say he was 13. So you just trying to tell me all that time he spent with his son was a wash?
13 is when kids are starting to find themselves, and he was looking for some type of role model, and his daddy wasn't there.
Well, what the hell is the children doing from 0 to 13?
I mean, but your teenage years are such a critical year that when Ghost went ghost on his son during that period where he's very impressionable, then that's where he slipped up. You can't just go missing for 2 or 3 years and then come back and think that what you invested in the past is still there. He allowed for so many other influence to come into this little boy's life that they were able to basically let him know that he's a liar, and he's proving it to his son because he's lying to his face.
Right.
He's running out on his family. He'll turn on people on a dime, which he's doing. Okay. So there's no relationship whatsoever, and I'm sorry to say that I've given up hope that there would be. I'll be surprised if they turned that around.
Damn. I don't know, man. Next frame, we see Tommy talking to Tasha at the car dealership with Tommy about to get him a new car. They ain't bought the car. They're just sitting in there talking. And Tasha alludes to the fact that she might be okay if he kills Ghost because they can get that life insurance. And Tommy lets her know that Tariq said he wants him dead. What's going through Tasha's mind at that point?
I mean, Tasha's just looking out for herself. I mean, at this point, it's like all bets are off. Everybody's for themselves. And Tasha realized that Ghost is not on her side anymore. Well, he's never been on her side, but she realizes that she has to look out for herself, and Ghost isn't going to provide.
Exactly.
So,
next frame, we see Tasha meeting up with Paz. Paz found that old phone Angela had. She texted what she thought was Ghost. It was Tasha. Tasha show up and meet with her. And at first, I felt like, Tasha, why are you giving this woman all this information? Then Tasha smacks her ass down with the grand plan. I can throw you under the bus. Now, Paz kind of seems like she's playing ball with Tasha, but do you think Paz is in over her head?
Is Paz in over her head? I mean, if she thought she was about to, have the upper hand on Tasha, yeah. And Tasha showed her that she didn't. Yeah,
Tasha smacked that ass down. Pop, pop, pop.
And it just shows that, Tasha is very smart. And she knows how to take control of a situation.
Exactly.
And so I think she kind of showed one of her strengths. And Paz fell in line.
Next frame we got to talk about, we've got a Councilman Tate appearance running for governor. Lorenz Tate playing the hell out that role. Him and Ghost, they're back, they're doing their interview. Me and Crystal think that the guy that came and gave him a hard time during that conference he was doing, we think is a plant, but come to find out he's not a plant. He's legitimately somebody from the community. And Lorenz Tate, Councilman Tate, crooked butt, decides to hire him to spy on Ghost. How do you think this evil bedfellow relationship between Ghost and Councilman Tate is going to work, especially when Ghost finds out that Councilman Tate is putting a tail on him from the streets?
I mean, he's just going to get additional information. I don't know how big of a role this guy is going to play, but
he's going. Well, this show is not going to bring these people in and give them, minor roles and stuff like that. He's putting a tail on Ghost for a big reason. We know he wants to be governor, and Councilman Tate has got to know, in order to eliminate Ghost, you're probably going to have to kill him. So what does he think this guy's going to find? Maybe he's looking at this guy like, eventually I might need you to do something dirty. We don't know. We'll have to see.
I mean, but he's probably going to, well, if you say it like that, he's going to want to get Ghost, like you either kill him or do something to put him back in jail.
Exactly. It's going to be something like that. Watch out for that crooked ass Councilman Tate. Next frame, we see Tommy about to kill Ghost, then he gets nabbed by Jason's men. Tommy sits down in front of Jason, pleads his case, I wanted to kill him. And Jason's like, nah, you're not going to kill him. Matter of fact, you can hire people to protect you from him, and you can hire my people. This just goes back to what I was saying about Jason. Jason is nothing but a thug. He's a crook. He's in it for himself. He's basically putting these two guys against each other. He eventually lets Ghost know that, he kept Tommy alive. But ultimately, what I think is happening is Jason is getting greedy, and this is going to lead to a road that's going to bring Tommy and Ghost back together when they both find out they're being played by Jason. What do you think?
It makes sense. It's possible. I think if you just kind of sow discourse amongst the two, then Tommy and Ghost won't be able to come after Jason,
right?
And he'll be able to make money off of everybody.
Exactly.
So,
but how long is that gonna last? That can't last but for so long. You're
right.
It can't last but so long. Next scene, you'll like this one. Tariq, dumb roommate, says that a girl wants to meet with him or else she's telling. And so Tariq goes and meet with this girl, which I thought was dumb on Tariq's part, but he met with her, and y'all see it's a sister girl. She's a down girl. She wants Tariq to get out the game because it ain't but 2.5 black people in this whole school in the first place. How do you think this is gonna happen with Tariq and this girl who basically saying, she comes out like a sister girl, and then all of a sudden Tariq puts some of that dope boy magic on her. She's kind of like, let me think about this. How you want that relationship to go?
This was a surprise. I didn't realize. Well, I like that they introduced her character, and I'm curious where they're going to take her.
Right.
They can either do one of two things. Either this is going to be Tariq's Tasha, meaning she's going to be his partner in crime. They're going to figure out the game, and they're going to rise to the top. And basically, they're going to be a whole nother Ghost and Tasha. Later down the line.
Which I believe, and like I said, I think Tariq is going to survive, and he's going to be in one of those spinoffs. This is going to be his ride or die.
Or what I'm hoping, just because of the good in me, I'm hoping that she's going to be Tariq's antagonist. Meaning, right now Tariq is just like skating through. He's setting up his empire. He has his little minions, starting to build his minions or whatever.
Right.
And here she comes along. I'm thinking they could also introduce her to act like she's going to be Tariq's partner, and then end up being a thorn in his side and bringing Tariq down.
Right. All she gotta do, put some of them ride or die panty draws on Tariq. She'll have his mind.
That's not the only way.
Hey man, she'll have his mind the way Angela had his daddy's mind.
Because she doesn't look like, she looks like she's kind of down for the cause, and hopefully the cause is, good.
Or else it looked like she could like girls. And that way, if she do like girls, Tariq ain't gonna have no power over her. She won't have no extra power over him.
Or she's the girl next door, kind of like.
If she the girl next door, Tariq getting the draw.
It's kind of like basketball, Love and Basketball.
He got the draws.
She could be the girl that's
He got the draws. One way or the other one. Next frame, we see Paz at the funeral home with her sister. Somehow or another, the funeral is paid for. What was the first thing that came out of my mind who I said paid for this?
You said Tommy. You thought Tommy.
Tasha.
Oh.
Tasha.
Okay.
Then you was like, nah, why would she do it? And then I said Tommy. I said Tommy, but I didn't say him first. I said Tasha first. They never let us know who paid for it, so we'll leave it there. And in that same frame, we also saw her slip that phone into the casket with Angela. That only placates more of the people that think Angela's not dead, that, maybe Angela's body is in there, they're faking this whole thing, and Angela's going to use that phone, make a phone call. That only placates that. I'm going to leave it at that.
And what did I say about the phone?
What'd you say?
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
I don't think that phone isn't necessarily buried.
Okay.
There's a chance that after she put that phone in there, we think it's gone, but somebody else may have taken that phone out.
It could happen. And then the very final frame, the funeral. Y'all see Agent Tapio, whatever his name was. All I know is he tapped Angela's hind parts. He's there, and he admits to, of all people, Cooper Dam Sachs, that Dre could be released if he finds out Angela is dead. Why would you tell him that? Cooper Sachs, of all people, why would you tell him that?
Right.
And then they get into the funeral, and they play like the perfect sad music. I mean, Power has done a great job with their soundtrack. I mean, they are playing just the absolute most perfect sad music. It's very somber. I started feeling a little mushy on the inside for Angela. But in true power form, they had to break all those emotions, because the very next frame we see after they show St. Patrick and his wife show up and they go through all that, the one that just dug your heart was Tommy shows up and Ghost looks at his ass. Tommy goes over there and whispers to Paz, and that's when I said for sure Tommy paid for this funeral, because probably Tasha said, Tommy, I need you to pay for this funeral. And then we see him go over there and say something to Paz, which, you know, Paz might be aligning with him and Tasha or whatever.
You said if you need anything, be sure to ask me.
Right. You know, you go from there. What did you think about the whole funeral scene?
I think we can assume that now Tommy has Paz in his pocket. So you already know that Paz is after Ghost. And Tommy's after Ghost. Tommy paid for the funeral. So now that's like a favor for her. And so Paz is in his pocket.
Okay, gotcha.
And you know what? Paz is down with Keisha too.
She is.
When Paz saw Tasha, when Paz saw Tasha in Ghost, she looked at Tasha and you know acknowledged her, and she looked at Ghost and started scowling. So
basically, everybody against Ghost. It all roads lead to Ghost. And very last frame we're going to talk about, we see Jason telling Ghost he cannot kill Tommy, because if he does kill Tommy, he's going to have to be his number one. Ghost says, nah, I'm out the drug game. And while they are talking, after that conversation, they start playing this song that says all road leads home, and then they cut to Dre seeing Angela being dead while he's in witness protection, which led me and my wife to think, what's going to happen with Dre?
Dre is going to be the one to take over.
Yep.
So before they cut to showing Dre, Jason said, well, if you don't take over the drug game, then who?
Right.
And then that's when they showed Dre watching Angela's funeral.
Exactly. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is our recap of Power Season 6, Episode 2. Let us know what you think. This show is getting good. They keep the intrigue going. But we want to know what you guys think. How much did you like it? What did you like about our review? What points did we make to give you guys ready for next week? That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like this video. Please comment, subscribe. Any closing words, honey?
No, we'll just see where all this goes.
Yep. We'll just see where all the roads lead home. And until the next Sexy as Hell Power Review video, we'll see you.